All right. Hello, friends. How are you doing? Been a few days, I feel like, since I did one of these here. All right. Got Jade for Justice pulled up first. Let's take a look.
How do you feel about humans exploiting other animals?
Actually, really bad.
Yeah, so do you agree that we should respect them?
Yeah, of course.
But is it really possible to respect somebody if we're using them for a selfish purpose?
I don't think so.
I agree. So, veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. That means respecting them as individuals instead of treating them as objects or resources. Do you agree with this principle?
Yeah.
Do you know what the advantage of going vegan is?
No, actually, I don't know.
Well, for them, for the animals, it's that they have one more person standing on their side, standing for justice. And for you, when you decide to go vegan, you can say that you respect them and you won't be being a hypocrite.
Okay.
If you were in their position, the victim's position, how soon would you want somebody to act for you?
Yeah, especially the way all the process works is very like I don't know how to say that word in English, but like horrific.
Yeah,
The way all the process works,
it
like
is.
treating animals like trash.
Right. Like objects, right? We're objectifying them. Like, oh, you're my piece of meat. You're my milk machine. You're my egg machine. That's not respect ever. And there's really no respectful
Hello, Ben. Good evening. How are you?
way to exploit somebody else. So if you were them, how soon would you want somebody to stand up for you?
Right now, actually.
Right. Do you feel like there's anything stopping you from going vegan?
I don't think so. I think it's just that we look resources and information and that's
Right.
it.
Which you have a smartphone, you can find it all out, right?
Exactly.
So will you be vegan from now on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
What you'll try? What do you mean by try though?
Starting like looking for more information and
But you have all the
taking
information
action.
you need, right?
Right.
Cause it's just a decision to respect them, you know, like you and any information that you might be looking for, you can find in seconds on your phone, right?
Yeah.
So will you like stop treating them as a resource today and be vegan today and every day from now on? Yeah?
Yeah. Thank you.
Handshake on it?
Okay.
Because you're not promising me, you're promising them.
Yeah.
And do you agree that we should be standing up for them like what I'm doing?
Totally.
So,
It's really nice the action.
yeah,
that you're taking.
it's urgent, isn't it?
Yeah.
So don't just be vegan and be silent. Also use your voice to stand up for them, because that's how we're going to liberate them. Will you do that?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good character.
Thank you.
Yes. And you know, if you have like 5 minutes,
No defensiveness in that lady. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Good job, Jade. Jade may have just created a vegan and an activist on the spot. I don't know, Jade. Who is that? Who is that? Yeah, the lady that you're talking to also, she just no pushback whatsoever. No pushback. Very mature. What's up, Alicia? Nice to see you.
and you want to join us in this art installation right now, I could put you in there.
I'm like waiting for someone, so
Okay.
right now I can't. But
I understand. But are you from here?
I'm from Valencia.
Okay. Well, we have a chapter in Valencia. So if you would like to join our organization in Valencia, would you like this card? You can find out here. You can find information about how to be a strong voice for the animals. It will empower you. And you can also join our cube in Valencia. And even if you don't join us, though, you can still stand up for animals in so many ways. Just talking to people you know, talking to people you don't know, and stand up for them.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a
Jade, you seem to have a knack for just getting great conversations with people, and you seem to not get a ton of pushback, and maybe it's because you just have a way about you that is direct and confronting at the same time, but for some reason it doesn't hit too hard. How since you're here, how does your typical conversation go? Double tap to like. Yeah, do that. Last cube I did, I only talk to horrible people. I have a lot of conversations where people don't go vegan. Yeah, that's just gonna happen. So yeah, so you don't always post some of those conversations, I guess, but yeah, some of those ones make for good content too. Wow. I would say if I talk to 3 people, probably one of them goes vegan and becomes active. That's huge numbers. Is that the same when you're doing your conversations on TikTok and online? I call a lot of people disgusting pieces of shit. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Not usually to their faces, though. Usually when I'm doing these live streams, which is, yeah, but yeah, 1 out of 3, man, that is impressive. Well done, Jade. Jade is here, guys. So go sub to Jade, and here's the link to that video. Make sure you do that. Very cool. By the way, guys, this is streaming twice. It's a new feature for StreamYard where you can simultaneously stream in horizontal mode, landscape mode, I guess, and vertical mode for phones. And so right now there's a vertical mode, there's a horizontal mode. If one of them's not hitting for you, just find the other one. And appreciate that. It reaches more people. It really is. It's kind of annoying because like some people won't see all the same messages, but at the same time, it does reach more people. How do I switch to landscape? So if you're on like your computer, just go to my channel, click live, and you'll find it. Yeah, and you guys know about my channel. My videos are up. That's like the podcast typically. But if you click on live on my channel, you'll find all the reaction streams, the gaming streams, all those kinds of things. But yeah. Cool. All right. We've got the dream collab going on right now, guys, because look who it is. We got Mel, we got Steve. That's the usual. But who's that? That's David. What? 4-year-old vegan is there with Mel and Steve. So let me just go ahead and put Mel and Steve. 40-year-old vegan. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let's take a look. That's the dream team right there.
We went to go and check out a slaughterhouse that had been shut down, but we didn't expect to see somebody inside when we arrived. This dude, ex-slaughterhouse inspector.
So I encourage all of you to watch till the end and go watch the movie Dominion on YouTube. You can see what happens inside these facilities. There's a reason why this place is shut down.
The world is changing.
I'm going to second that. Everybody go watch Dominion on YouTube, especially if you're like new to this channel. I think people who watch my channel have probably seen Dominion. Dominion is a documentary about what we do to animals. It will shock you and it will change you. Unless you have no soul or conscious. And then maybe it won't do anything to you. I don't know. That's a good way to evaluate yourself. say to yourself, I'm going to watch Dominion and see what I feel and see what I do after watching Dominion. It's a good character test. Usually I say it's a good character test for other people, but you can also test yourself with that.
The world is changing, so come with us. Back in 2019, this slaughterhouse was actually locked down by activists. They chained themselves to the trucks to expose what happens in these terrible industries. Seeing this place in person now, it's impossible not to think about what went down in these rooms to those poor.
I don't like to put it on 1.5, Ben, because it just makes people sound weird. Sometimes I'll put things on 1.25, but this is not a very long video. I'm just going to keep it.
Beautiful animals.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
We're just doing a bit of filming about slaughterhouses that have closed down. I believe this has closed down recently. Is that right?
Yeah, January.
January time. Is there? Can we have a look around inside?
No,
No.
not without permission from the owners.
Right. Are you the owner?
No.
No. Do you still work here?
I keep an eye on the place.
And why did it shut down?
I said
Did you ever work here while it was active?
I did for a bit. Yeah,
What animals did they bring here?
cattle, sheep, and pigs.
Still smells. Why does it smell so bad still? If it was shot since January. Do they still kill now?
Well, it's been shut since January.
Why does it smell like that though? If it's shut down, why are you here manning it?
It's still a building, it's still a premises.
But nothing's happening though. Seems a bit strange to me. Doesn't make any sense to me.
It's empty. There's still things that people would want to steal. Ladders, lorries.
Oh, people are stealing trucks.
People steal anything if it's not bolted down.
So no chance we can take a quick look. I'm investigating from Canada, so I come all the way
It's
down.
empty. Everything that was in there's cleared out. It's an empty. It's a shed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No chance. Did you have a little walk around for a second?
That's
What about? Can we go around the outside if we're just filming? Like you can see us on the camera.
I'm an ex-slaughterhouse.
Just can you like open the door just so we can get a little peek?
Inspector.
This
So
is weird. What's going on here?
I used to work for the Canadian government. So some time ago, I changed, and so I just want to show people like that change can happen. And it sounds to me like they shut down. Was it a business thing, a business decision, or was it the fact that maybe they just didn't want to kill anymore? Maybe they had a bit of empathy.
Can we speak to the owners?
Well, I'm not giving you their numbers. No.
Are you able to call them for us and just say, "Come here"? You're not
See if we can have
It's
a quick
strange. It's so
look.
weird to me. You're not even trying to be compliant at all. You're just being a bit. I just think it's being strange. It's very interesting behaviour.
Assuming you didn't work on the kill floor. No.
Are they drawing still on the wall from the little child who drew the animals on the wall?
Daughter drew pictures.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we're sort of filming for and trying to document is how people aren't in this industry. They're not transparent. So like everyone sort of humane washes and lies and propagates. So one of the biggest things is we're going around and saying to people, why aren't you transparent? Why when a member of the public just wants to see, is the industry so closed down and they just don't let you see?
This place isn't in the industry anymore. It's got no need or relevance.
Historic.
About Dominion, yeah. Yeah, I've seen it numerous times at this point. The reason why I watch it is because I watch it with people. I show it to people, and so I've ended up seeing like Earthlings and Dominion multiple times. But the thing is, when you're watching those films, probably I've only like all the way watched through it once. Like the first time I watched them, because I mean, after 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if you're not already getting it by then something's wrong. Something is wrong. With Dominion specifically, I try to tell people watch for like 23 minutes. The reason I say watch for 23 minutes is because you're going to see the pigs, the gas chambers, and then you're going to see the male chick maceration in the egg industry, because that happens at like minute 21. So you've already gone through meat. Now you understand eggs. And then somebody's going to say, yeah, I take your word for it about dairy. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I understand. You just explain to them at that point. Yeah. But there's something about watching, if you're vegan, there's no reason why you need to watch these unless you're showing them to somebody. But there's something about, because people will say all the time, I've seen the videos, and they may not be lying. They may have seen like some PETA videos or something, some investigation stuff. But if you're seeing something for like 2-3 minutes, it doesn't hit the same as when you're just like bombarded for like hours. And it worked on me. So I always just like point out what worked on me. Did an accidental slaughterhouse walkthrough yesterday, which was horrific, by the way. Not IRL, though. What you mean? Accidental slaughterhouse walkthrough. Not IRL. What's up, Spooky? Nice to see you. Guys, Spooky was being so awesome yesterday. Spooky is the shit. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up here. 15 minutes of Dominion, Neil. Already vegan, need to protect. Yeah, protect your mental health. You don't need to do that. Yeah, Spooky was donating in everybody's name. It was awesome. Spooky, you rock. For people who don't know who Spooky is, that's Sabby.
It was, wasn't it?
So there's nothing to see. It'd be pointless wasted your time.
But for us, it's of interest, right? We just mentioned the history.
It's not going to happen, I'm afraid. So
You can't call the owner?
No.
Why not?
A, I don't really want to. B, I'm going home in a minute.
So they still pay you to just sit in the office?
Yeah.
If I had a business, I think that's a silly thing to do. You just shut the gate, wouldn't you?
You can depart.
Definitely doesn't make sense to me, because you wouldn't have a business and then employ someone and pay someone to do that and work in an office where it doesn't even run, when they could just shut the gate to protect things. And you've got cameras and CCTV, so you just operate from home. Surely that makes sense to you, while that doesn't make sense to me.
I could possibly understand it, yeah.
Well, hopefully you can get a new job where you don't ever have to harm animals. Something that your child can be proud of you for. You don't want to take away their compassion. Obviously, if they're drawing animals, they're naturally compassionate towards animals, and I'd hate if that was me and I knew what my dad did for a living. But everyone can change. Everyone can change. So I hope you do change, and I hope, you choose to be compassionate.
Well, thanks for your advice.
It's good. It's good advice. A bit shady for me. We're just leaving the supposedly shut down slaughterhouse. What's your thoughts, everyone?
Yeah, it was really weird kind of walking in and seeing the employee, and he just seemed so chill. It gave me a chill, honestly. We were asking to take a peek inside, and he was like, no, I don't think it's a good idea, talking about health and safety. He just didn't want to share anything with us, did he?
No.
It's I find it suspicious when you give the industry an opportunity for transparency and they never take it. We've had it before. We've walked onto dairy farms and asked for transparency. They won't allow it. You've now been to the slaughterhouse. We just asked for transparency. Can we just open a door and film inside? They won't allow it. Why is there no transparency? And why is someone working in a slaughterhouse supposed to be shut? It's just all weird.
It just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. I think where's your money coming from then? If it's shut down, you don't have any other places. Like, it doesn't make sense. You would divert the calls. You would just do the paperwork at home.
The thing I'll add on too is that the smell.
Yeah.
This place has been shut down for how long? Since January, and the smell is just rancid.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.
These places need to be shut.
Well, so if the place is secretly operating, then that would explain the smell. And if it's not operating and it still smells like shit, that's a pretty bad commentary on how disgusting those places are, that it could still be rancid in there 11 months later.
Down. They need to be shut down yesterday. And it's not acceptable anymore. And I'm not going to accept it.
But it wouldn't surprise me. Those places are disgusting. One of the slaughterhouses that is near me, when I went there recently, had to park fairly far away, or decided to park fairly far away. And as soon as I got out of my vehicle, the smell was like overwhelming. On a windy day too. on a windy, rainy day, which usually can like, mitigate the smell somewhat. But as soon as I got out of my vehicle, and like I said, the slaughterhouse was pretty far away from me. Yeah. Imagine like being in that town, and there's like a little shopping center right next to it too, where like people are like getting food. They must just get used to it over time, or probably don't. They probably don't. Disgusting though. Yeah. What happened? What happened, Spooky? Someone told you to fuck off? Well, it's pretty messed up. Last night was a what? By the way, that game, oh man. I don't know if y'all know, but I stopped like right after you left. So there's going to be a part 2 tonight. All right. What else did I pull up? Oh, guys, if you haven't seen this, oh, you're going to love this. Oh, you're going to love this one. This is the Animal Activism Collective channel. And these are activists with ICAW and AAC. And yeah, anyway. Check this out. Called out. Activists confront Denise Naguib over animal welfare concerns. So this is someone who works for Marriott, and Marriott has been the target of a campaign to get them to keep their promise to go cage-free, a promise which they have broken, and has made them the target of some of the ballsiest activists we have in America and across the globe. And guys, if you didn't know, and I know let me just explain, we're all abolitionists, but the group ICAW, which is the International Council for Animal Welfare, has been supporting grassroots activists like mad. So do not sleep on that group. They are making a lot of stuff possible.
I have the pleasure of leading Marriott's Global Sustainability Group, and my title is official.
Denise, how can you talk about sustainability when you have been caging chickens against your own commitments for decades now? You promised over 10 years ago to get millions of chickens out of cages, and you lied. You broke your commitment. You broke your commitment. You've been having this conversation for years now. You promised to get the chickens out of cages. It's over 1 million chickens who can't even spread their wings. This is literally illegal in some places, and Marriott is continuing to do it. What is the space to be having this conversation? Because we have contacted you over and over again. There have been protests in country after country, in cities all over the world, and yet you do not act. You keep these chickens in tiny cages. You do not act. The majority of your chickens are for egg-laying hens are still in tiny battery cages, and you know this. You hide behind your numbers in the United States. Look at it globally. You could end this year.
Imagine you're given a talk about sustainability, and this happens. Man, that's gotta suck.
We have looked at the global numbers.
Her fault?
They're insufficient. You promised in 2013. In 2013, you promised to be 100.
Yeah, she just said this. Did you hear that? The students don't deserve you to waste their time or some shit. The students are having their time wasted by you with your corporate bullshit. Speak about sustainability for Marriott International. Give me a fucking break. Those students are getting their time wasted right now. This is going to make their day. This is going to be the best part of their day. This is what they came for a fucking education. And they're getting one right now. They weren't getting one before this activist stood up.
% cage-free by 2015. You then moved your deadline to 2025. Now you're breaking that too.
You are not allowed.
Imagine instead of a 5-minute disruption to your talk, you had to spend your entire life in a tiny battery cage, Denise. It is disgraceful. Why would you do this? Why are you doing this to the chickens? Call security. You have overseen this now. This is your fault. You could stop this. You could stop this today. You just won't spend a tiny fraction of your CEO's salary to fix this. You're going to torture 1 million chickens every year. Absolutely.
So if this is like a college class, this is a weird guest to have anyway. But I'm telling you, like, you're sitting in a college classroom. Your class is probably has something to do with sustainability, and you got the CEO of Marriott. I'd be like, huh? What? For what? What am I paying for? What are my parents paying for? My education? What is this shit? What the fuck? And this is the kind of thing that never happened to me in college, and I would remember it to this day. I guarantee you they're not going to remember some bland talk that was given by some Marriott International corporate person doing her corporate talk, corporate speak. Man. So yeah, this is awesome. And it gets better, guys.
Why are you doing this?
You can help yourself to the outside because this is not the place to have.
They would love to be outside their cages, Denise, but you won't let them. They would love the freedom to go outside, but you won't allow it, Denise. Shame on you, Denise.
To the outside because this is not the place to have.
They would love to be outside their cages, Denise, but you won't let them. They would love the freedom to go outside, but you won't allow it, Denise. Shame on you, Denise. Shame on you for doing this. This woman is a disgrace. She has no right to talk to anyone about sustainability, about ethics. She is a monster.
Nice.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Wait. Is it done? It looks like we still got some time left.
You know why we're here. Over a decade ago, your company, Marriott International, committed to get every head that lays eggs in your supply chain out of cruel battery cages. It's been over a decade, and you have still not fulfilled your promise to these animals. Until Marriott International gets every single head out of cruel battery cages, we are going to keep showing up. We'll be outside your hotels. We'll be outside everywhere you are, raising awareness for your victims.
It's really funny when it's like it goes right to the heart of what they're talking about. One of the disruptions for Tyler Florence that DXE organized was at him giving a talk to a public relations conference, and he had it disrupted. Talking about PR. Talk about, man. Yeah.
Blood is on your heads, Denise Sutcliffe.
Seriously, this is definitely something that has been ongoing. This particular group has been attacking our hotels every single day.
Attacking our hotels. Yeah, you mean showing up and demanding that you keep the promise that your company made however long ago?
Around the world and posting particular.
Let's hear that again. Let's hear the cope again.
This is definitely something that has been ongoing. This particular group has been attacking our hotels every single day around the world and posting things on our social channels. The data is the data, and I'm happy to throw it up here for you guys. It's certainly been an issue of concern. Their expectation is that we essentially buy eggs where there are no eggs available, that are cage-free, and we've been communicating very regularly everywhere that we have the opportunity.
Then Denise, why have you not succeeded yet? What is taking so long? You
oh no,
tell us
there's
that
more.
You're publishing this data, but you're not making good on your promise. We know that the supply exists for this. Other companies have gone cage-free, and yeah, we're going to keep showing up to everywhere that you are. It's also great that I think was it Dom.
What's great about this too, it's just like, oh shit, how many people here are actually activists?
And Dave are here work today too. It's nice to meet you guys. You know how how intense we're gonna be about this. We're gonna show up where you are.
You are not allowed to interrupt.
No, we are. You said we could ask any question throughout the lecture. So I'm asking you a question about when you're going to make good on this promise. No, but that doesn't matter. I'm allowed to be in this lecture. Your website.
You're not allowed to be in this lecture. Oh, well, too fucking bad. She's in this lecture. Deal with it.
It's open to everyone. We're going to show up wherever Denise and her colleagues are.
Let the hens leave their cages. I don't buy a single egg for my company.
Who's going to supply, like, who's up there? Who would be the person that we should be talking to? I hope that's the case. I haven't seen that happen yet. Yeah. Well, thank you all for your time. Please remember that Marriott cages chickens.
Marriott belong in cages. Set them free. Get them out of the cages. And this whole ends. This campaign ends as soon as you end the cages for the hens.
Dude, if I was in this class and I had nothing to do with this protest, I would join the protest. Even before I was like an animal rights person, I'd be like, excuse me, no, it seemed like they had some serious questions about you, and you're up here talking about sustainability. Can you please address them? By the way, I'm a student. I'm here for this lecture. Can you address that in a sufficient manner, please?
Come on, let's go.
You have blood on your hands. You are animal torturers.
All right, let me catch up on the chat. Let me just make sure I'm not. Yo, what's up, Kane? Nice to see you. UK freedom fighter, Brett, Alicia. Man, it's not great. It's pretty, and it even gets better.
Torturing animals. Stop caging hens for their entire lives. You are a monster.
For over 10 years, she has lied to the public, pretending that Marriott was planning to go 100% cage-free. She knew she was lying. Over 1 million chickens currently languish in horrific battery cages, all because of Denise the Queen and Marriott International. It is absolutely disgraceful what she is doing. She is one of the worst animal abusers on the planet.
Sorry again. Yes, that is sorry about it.
No, it's not your fault at all. I expect this all to turn where I go now. So.
Look at this. The participants request to move to a different classroom so the protesters will no longer know where they are. We don't want to be disrupted. They do not, however, realize that two animal activists still exist amongst the group.
I'm here because it's been 10 years, Denise! 10 years since you made your promise, and you know that you are lying to all these people when you say there's no way and there's no supply because you have credits, Denise. This is up to you and your financial decisions. You can pay for credits any day you wanted. This is a financial decision. It's your decision to keep chickens in cages, and you are.
Hey, Denise. Denise, are you enjoying the new room?
Shame on you.
At least you found a new classroom.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely ashamed to call yourself a role model to young students.
It is time to stop sitting on your ass. It is time to do something about the millions of tortured chickens in Marriott International Supply Chain. It would cost a tiny fraction of your CEO, Anthony Capuano's salary to get every last one of these hens out of cages, and you won't do it. Imagine what it's like for them to live in a tiny cage day after day, wondering if they will ever see the light of day, wondering if they'll ever be able to spread their wings, to know love, to know affection, to know basic standard of living, Denise. Students and faculty at George Washington University, we apologize for all the noise, but the reality is right now, an animal abuser, Denise Nugwib, is teaching in one of these classrooms. Millions of chickens are being tortured every single day. They are
confined to tiny wire cages. They cannot spread their wings. They cannot turn around. The wire floors of these tiny cages dig into their feet. They're bleeding. They're crying out for help. And Denise Nagui refuses to listen.
Animal torturer! Animal torture! Cage free! Policy! Torture free! Policy!
Denise Nagui, you may claim that you don't know how to go 100% cage free.
You know what's wild about it is like this could all just end if they just kept their promise, but instead they want to go this route, and so their Marriott hotels are getting this level of protest all around the world. All around the world. People come into a hotel for a nice, quiet relaxation. Oh, no, activists, loud as fuck. Not a good look, Marriott. Not a good look. Yeah, well, you know, I guess that's what happens when you say one thing, do another, talk out of the side of your mouth, and just basically bullshit people. But I guess that's the Marriott way.
But even you know that that's a lie. You know that overnight Marriott International could easily place an order for cage-free credits, and you would immediately fulfill your cage-free policy. But here's the reality, Denise. We know the truth. You know the truth. The reality is Marriott International is just refusing to spend enough money so that millions of heads don't have to be trapped in tiny wire cages. This is disgusting, Denise. You know the truth. Stop lying to these students. What else are you lying about, Denise? What else are you lying about?
You should be ashamed of yourself. And we will not stop until a cage-free policy at all Marriott hotels is announced.
We are going to keep showing up everywhere Marriott executives are. We're going to be outside their hotels. We're going to be at universities where they're speaking. Everywhere Marriott is, that's where we'll be, speaking up for their victims. We'll be there.
And we always win!
And they do. They do always win. Activists, I tip my hat to you. My goodness, that was awesome. Very well done. Very well done. There's that video. You guys know what to do. Go subscribe to Animal Activism Collective. Please follow ICAW on social media as well. That's the International Council for Animal Welfare, who, like I said, again, has been a great ally to the grassroots animal rights movement. And yeah. Again, like if you're a student, that's the best day of education you're going to get in your 4 years of college or whatever the fuck you're doing. All right. All right. Well, that's what I had pulled up. Now let's get into some history, guys. Let's learn the history. Go back to this channel. Oh, by the way, about Animal Activism Collective, Wayne and Stefan are going to be on the channel later this week to talk about the win on Ridgeland. So make sure you guys join that. That'll be great. So make sure you're sub to Animal Activism Collective. Because they're the shit. They are getting shit done. All right. What have we watched? What have we not watched? Disguises. Hunt. We watch a lot. So this channel has a lot of Hunt Sab stuff, which is like kind of like the early days of the movement was a lot of like Hunt Sab stuff I'm learning. Let's check it out. Let's check it right on out. Okay. That's interesting. It's an interesting start. Axel is live in a mall. Alrighty. Guys, make sure you're sub to Axel as well. Let me see. Maybe I can put a link to Axel. Yeah, Put a link to Axel. Okay. There's Axel's channel. All right.
9 a.m. outside
Disguises.
Manchester's Piccadilly Station. Animal rights protesters are meeting for a day out in the country. They're the Hunt Saboteurs, but unknown to them, an undercover disguises reporter has joined their group. The Hunt followers gather to watch the pursuit of a fox. Confrontation.
Wait. We should get the description of this video. Should learn. Documentary featuring two undercover journalists who infiltrate Manchester Hunt Sabs and the hunt they're sabbing covers the death of Mike Hill and the demonstration outside the home of his murderer, Alan Summersgill. Interesting. 1993.
Is looming, some of it violent. Do they believe their sport can survive? Among them is another disguises reporter.
I'm on the fucking Andalusia.
Shut the gate.
Shut the gate! Try and get off his land.
Oh, who's violent?
Reasonable force. Is that the most reasonable force, is it? I don't know. Putting someone on the floor and kicking
Angry
them
scenes like these are becoming common at fox hunts throughout Britain's countryside. To the hunters, their sport represents a way of life that's frequently misunderstood by badly informed outsiders. But to the saboteurs, hunting is an expression of man's worst treatment of animals and mustn't be allowed to continue. They think direct action is the answer. In this battle of the countryside, it's not just a fox's life, it's the uninformed outsiders.
Someone really went all out on the music for this little piece here.
Reasonable force, is it? I don't know. Putting someone on the floor and kicking them
Angry
out.
scenes like these are becoming common at fox hunts throughout Britain's countryside. To the hunters, their sport represents a way of life that's frequently misunderstood by badly informed outsiders. But to the saboteurs, hunting is an expression of man's worst treatment of animals and mustn't be allowed to continue. They think direct action is the answer. In this battle of the countryside, it's not just a fox's life at stake. Tonight, Kate Stone and Neil Henderson reveal both sides of a war that's already claimed one human life. Our two disguises investigators will run with the fox and ride with the hound.
Spoiler alert, an animal activist died. Of course. But yeah, sure. Yeah, they're the violent ones. Right.
After a series of telephone calls and animal rights meetings, I'm about to take my first lesson in hunt sabotage. Saboteurs are always wary of spies, whether from the police or the hunt. I'm all the more tense in case I get spotted. I may look like an urban guerrilla, but this is regulation dress for saboteurs, or as they call themselves, sabs. The people I'm going to join aren't rent-a-mob. Some of them are students, but there are nurses, a computer expert, and an electronics engineer. What unites these people is a profound hatred of hunting. In an organization that's almost military in its precision, we'll use hired bands and meet with other like-minded activists from all over the country.
I don't know where the other van is, but that one's North London, so...
Then we'll travel into Cheshire, where several hunts are based. It's also the place where a hunt saboteur died during a protest nearly 2 years ago, so it's specially targeted by the campaigners who want to mark the second anniversary of the tragedy. 18-year-old saboteur Mike Hill was killed in an accident with a pickup truck driven by huntsman Alan Summersgill.
Scum! Scum! Scum!
2 days later, a demonstration outside his home turned to violence. A Granada television news crew was bundled away by protesters to prevent them filming the attack on the house. 6 people were later jailed for their part in the incident. The hunt saboteurs remain embittered, despite the coroner's verdict of accidental death on Mike Hill and the authorities finding that there was no case against Mr. Summersgill.
It's early on a Saturday morning, and I'm driving.
What's up, John Caltag? What's up? What? Oh, Dr. Ellsworth Wareham, 98 years old, vegan. Let me check. Ellsworth Wareham. 98 years old. Okay, we'll check that out after this.
Driving into the country to attend a meet of the Cheshire Foxhounds. Hunt followers are suspicious of outsiders. Will they be suspicious of me? I want to know what kind of people spend the best part of their weekends watching and supporting a hunt. If you're not a local, finding the hunt can be difficult.
The music, man.
I arrive just as the riders are setting off. A hunt official is videoing the arrival of the saboteurs. They're an unwelcome sight for the hunt and its supporters, but in Cheshire, the protesters' presence is now routine. The hounds have barely started their day's work before the...
What is it with the hunters over there and trying to look as ridiculous as possible with these little red coats and the hats and boots? You look like fucking morons. Do they still dress like that? UK folk. Someone let me know. They still do that?
Saboteurs try to intervene.
I am escorting you off. Come on. I am escorting him off with his horn. You.
Who's being violent again? Uh-huh.
No way. Okay.
Oh,
Now this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong.
Excuse me. I'm just doing an accurate version of this guy's voice, the way I hear him in my head, I'm sure. I say, you there? Get off my property. And you, with the camera, stop filming this instant.
Now this is what's wrong. This is what.
The kinds of sounds he probably makes.
This is private land, and those people are just walking wherever they want without permission. Without permission. Those people on horses have permission. They're doing a lawful.
Well, it's nothing unlawful, is it?
It's perfectly lawful. They are breaking the law.
Yeah. Are they? By doing what? Laying on the ground?
Now get off. We're not Don't touch me. Well, I'll do one
Getting attacked?
Landowners and their agents are allowed to use reasonable force to expel trespassers. But just...
I say, you there! Are you with the hunt saboteurs? Get off of my land! John, did you just work out Spooky's name? Because I haven't even. Sabby Cops. What's it mean? Is it about the hunt sabs? Maybe I should they still dress like that, Kane says. They still dress like that. Guess they're proud of it.
What is reasonable is a matter of opinion.
Get off him, man. You are not using reasonable force. Get your hands off him. Well, get your hands off him.
I say, who is that young man there?
Arrest someone like that. Get your hands off him. All right, take him away then. Yeah, take him away. Take him away. Are you going to do the show? Yes or no? Bring the sergeant through.
What? Excuse me, you're not in red. Who the fuck are you? Get out of there. You're not in uniform. Who said black?
I've got you. Take him away. I've got you this time. Look, I'm the landowner.
I'm the landowner.
I have Come on, boys.
We've asked you nicely.
No.
Calm down. We don't be hitting anybody else.
Ruining
Not supposed to be violent.
No. Right, let's stop fighting now. Right, calm it down. We'll come back at the hunt. The hunt have left. They're only delaying. Just go. They're only delaying. Just go. Good.
Oh, there's a lot of them wearing black. So why is this guy so special? Is he like the leader?
The hunt is determined to carry on with its sport, but the presence of the fox is almost incidental as the saboteurs keep up the pressure.
I got my foxy friends, my foxy co-hosts, guys. They're here. They're here. Don't you despair. I have them. I have them right here. They've been quiet.
Get him on the video. They're beating him up now. They're beating him up. They're beating him up.
Get off his land, you're beating him up. 2 minutes. I'm going to ask you politely to leave.
You've been asked to leave the land.
No, you don't.
I've been beaten and told to
Have
leave.
you really?
Pardon?
Where's the mark?
Where's the mark?
No, I haven't.
Well, where's your...
I'm not stupid enough to put my face in the way.
Oh, well, don't do it. Yeah, go on, we're all right.
You just assaulted him on a public footpath.
Have we? Where's the footpath? You show me where the footpath is, and I'll agree with you or disagree.
In fact, it's not a footpath.
Come on.
When you leave the land.
Leave the land. Come on.
Just don't touch me. I'd just like to tell you that it is an offence
I'd love to ask you.
for people to stop a huntsman going about his normal duty.
Have you got any proof of that? Have you got any court cases?
It is written
I've been stabbing hunts for 10 years.
Good for you.
I've been blowing hunts for 10 years. I've never once been arrested for it. I've done it in front of police.
You probably won't be arrested
You
today.
are talking out of your
It is an
arse.
offence.
The police arrive, but there are too few of them to keep the sides apart and under control. Tempers continue.
What's up, Jake? Didn't get a notification, eh? Well, that's just YouTube, trying to sabotage, trying to be a sab.
To flare.
Come on, lads, let's go. No, you go.
Shut the gate.
Go on. Irish property, all of it.
Man the horse.
Man yours, shut.
Sure.
Irish property, all of it.
He even did the cartoonish voice that I was doing.
Man the horse.
Man yours, shut.
You would think I made that sound.
What?
We have used reasonable force to
remove
you.
My horse can't help you. You're right in
In that case, you shouldn't be on a public highway.
Shouldn't be on a ground. Horses being black. So that's all right when one of your chaps goes being black.
If you're trying to look intimidating, just a word of advice to the police in the UK. That just makes me think of a penis. You just look like a fucking dong right now. And it makes me laugh inside. So why? Why that? That's a choice.
So that's all right when one of your chaps goes and hits a young lady in the face and then takes his hat off and I saw it.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of the people do that because they have a small penis. But she doesn't have a penis at all. What's she doing there?
I had no warning of this. He came up from behind. I don't even know really.
Oh, an intimate moment.
One guy, and he just went. Some guy came up behind me and just belted me. Move along. Got hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was being like pushed away, but I think that was a fellow Sab.
A senior police officer finds himself taking a crash course in countryside diplomacy.
I'm going to let you make your own assessments from what your officers
all mine,
have seen
Matt.
today. I believe you should be having the same rules.
Hey, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. The notifications work like half the time. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Well, I intend to have this. In fact, I've just been speaking to one of them, as you well know. I've also made it quite clear, and I make no secret about it now, is that the same applies to them. They have a lawful right to hunt. You have a lawful right to peacefully demonstrate. Neither side have got to go over the top, and the difficulty is when that situation begins to arise. What we've got now is an allegation from your side. Yes, we've got an allegation. We've got an allegation from the other side this morning. What I'd ask you to do is to disperse and, by all means, demonstrate, but do it peacefully.
At the end of the hunt, the followers repeat some bizarre rumors about.
He just said, by all means, protest, but disperse. Well, then it's not going to be a protest if they disperse. So that's going to be a no.
The saboteurs.
Well, would you get out on a Saturday morning and do this if you weren't getting paid for it? You don't want a car be running around fields, causing a nuisance and disturbing everybody else's way of life. For nothing.
One chap was speaking to a lad, he was on a horse, he said, why are you here? What do you do this for? And he said, don't know, he said, but I can't afford to live on what I get. I'm a student. He said, I get paid for this. He said, pay me more than what they're paying me, and I'll come on your side. Well, who do you think pays them? They college or? They just, you've got no absolute evidence of who pays, but it is there. They are being paid.
Who's being paid?
My first day as a hunt follower has shown me how much effect the saboteurs are having. They have created a siege mentality amongst the hunt supporters.
Good.
Even just by turning up to watch the hunt means that people are suspicious of me. They think that I might be a saboteur, or as they call it, an anti in disguise. I've been photographed, videotaped, been asked for my name and address, and even had my car number taken. The hunt is on the defensive.
But they're just making life impossible, aren't they? Well, they say they're going to stop hunting in Cheshire, but I think possible, aren't they?
The hunt is on the defensive.
What an
But they're
ironic.
just making.
They're just making life impossible, aren't they? She's talking about the hunt sabs. And what they're trying to stop is you taking life away from others. Little perspective is needed. Little perspective.
Life impossible, aren't they? Well, they say they're going to stop hunting in Cheshire, but I think the Cheshire Hunt have got to fight them, haven't they?
Are they really?
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for a packed lunch and 25 quid, I think they give me.
No, I think they give. Did they pay them?
£40.
30
Oh,
or
Lord,
40.
yeah.
But today's the anniversary of this bloody fool who killed himself on the Beagle trailer. Nothing to do with hounds, mind you. But,
I read something about that.
well, 2 years ago, he was the Beagles, which are based out at Tinnet and the other side, Chester. He was trying to. He got in his van with his trailer and hounds behind, and he tried to pull the pin on the trailer. And he got unfastened underneath the wheels of the trailer, and it killed him. You see, he died in hospital. So of course they've got him as a martyr.
Mike Hill's death gives the Sabs an extra reason to continue their efforts in Cheshire. This year, they're marking the second anniversary of the tragedy with an all-out protest. It'll bring Sabs together from across the country to try to stop the Cheshire foxhounds from hunting. Saboteurs don't get paid. In fact, they're expected to chip in for petrol. But we do get free legal advice from a more...
It's the music for me, guys. It's the music. Sometimes I think about how these could have been way more effective reports if the music wasn't funny. I mean, if you just spend some time looking for some good tracks to put behind your report here, instead of making it so clownish.
experience. I expect the Cheshire Foxhounds from hunting. Saboteurs don't get paid. In fact, they're expected to chip in for petrol. But we do get free legal advice from a more experienced Sab.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that you don't have to communicate with the police, even when they're asking you questions. A lot of people don't know that. In some states in America, you may have to give them your name, but you have the right to remain silent. You could just not say anything. In fact, I know people who've said that when they've gotten taken into custody for doing some form of activism, that they have just like not said a word, not answered them about the weather, about whatever, because they're just trying to get information out of you about other activists. And if they're arresting you, why make their life easier?
I turn up at the advertised time and place for the hunt's meet, but there's no sign of them. I decide to ask around.
Just have it 10 o'clock to avoid
Problems.
any trouble.
Well, we've been driving around trying to find them, and all we've seen and spoken to is police.
Yeah, because they've picked up.
One of my one of the things that really grabs my attention on YouTube is interrogation videos, you know, of like killers and stuff. It's really fascinating to watch. They have great, you know, videos of interrogations and stuff. But the thing about the interrogation is if the person being interrogated had any sense of their rights, and they're read their rights, they have to read them their rights, they would just shut the fuck up. Like, they don't need to do that interrogation. And I think part of the problem is that they think if they refuse to do the interrogation, oh, that makes me look guilty of something. Well, the police aren't there trying to be your buddy, even though they may make it seem like they're your buddy. They're there to get information out of you to incriminate you. Except in you know, some cases where, like, let's say maybe exceptions to that might be like, I don't know, your friend went missing or something, and you're really trying to help them to find your friend or something, you know? But the whole like good cop, bad cop thing is real. And like the whole like one of them will act like a good cop, the other one will be like kind of like hard ass. So you start talking to the one who's nice to you, and it's like, oh, don't listen to them. They're terrible. Talk to me. I'll make it better for you. It's just really fascinating. It's fascinating to watch. Because a lot of these people, when they do those interrogation videos, I mean, do those interrogations that end up becoming great content on YouTube, they say things that get them in trouble.
The answers on the bypass.
What do you mean pick them up?
The notification came
on the radio. Somebody spotted
Maybe we have to ask for it. We should when I start a stream, I should say, why didn't that notification go out? And then it'll go out. Then it'll go out. Yeah, you do. So like Kane, because when they read you your Miranda rights in the US, part of it is, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. And if you can't afford an attorney, the state will provide one for you. So you can get a public defender.
When I do catch up with the hunt, I find that they have hired a team of private security men as stewards.
Right across the road. You're into the woods.
The Sabs are soon on the scene.
At the vehicle. Sorry, I think we're going to go down there. We're going to come down here.
The huntsmen decide to try to decoy the protesters into the wrong stretch of woodland. Saboteurs, hunt stewards and police all record the events in case of later legal action.
Video them watching us, watching them watching us. Good game, this. VHF must be making a fortune of video.
The police have turned out in greater numbers, and they're blocking roads and even footpaths to keep the two sides apart.
Actually making it a breach of the peace or a breach of peace may be committed.
What's your reasonable suspicion then that that's what you're committed?
Because you're not answering any of my questions. What are you doing here? Why would you like to go down there? What's in particular? For what reason?
To the Sabs, the roadblocks are a breach of their civil liberties. The officers come in for some abuse from my fellow activists.
Right at the end or on the road.
Are you joking? It's a private highway.
Sorry?
What are you on? What should the lawyer posting that we're not allowed to go down? Excuse me.
You're very bad wages for what you
What
do.
does the lawyer posting that we're not allowed to go down the public highway?
How much you get paid to be a fascist?
But saboteurs on foot can evade a cordon. Once we're out of the van, we're told to stick together. That's because stewards are more wary when Sabs are in a group, and there's less chance of arrest. Then into the fields for a long trek across mud, hedges, fences and gates. It's an assault course. Somehow we must connect with the hunt. The Sabs' tactics are aimed at catching up with the hounds and distracting them from picking up a scent. Huntsmen use horns to control the pack, so the Sabs use horns as well. There's a more high-tech method too, using a tape of the hounds in full cry and a megaphone. This device can work at long range. It's hard work because the hunt moves faster than we do. The Sabs have CB radios to keep in touch with each other, and they try to get a fix on where the hunt is from moment to moment. Eventually we catch them, but we're just a little too slow, possibly because after a cross-country hike of several miles, we're too tired to keep up. There's a mass charge by the Sabs in a last attempt at confrontation. But the hunt moves off down a road and the police seal it after them. This Sab breaks the cardinal rule, which is to do everything together and stay in the group. She's later released without charge. The Sabs are tired and angry.
Pathetic police operation I've ever seen in all my life. Pure hunt support. Go on, hide your head and shout. You're disgusting. You really are. I've seen it all now. You're disgusting. You're the pits. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm getting a taste of the paranoia that surrounds hunting. I'm a new face and I've attracted suspicion. The hunt supporters in this pub decide I'm a sab, and humiliatingly, I'm made to feel most unwelcome.
Door, please.
I'd like to know why. You're on private property. Would you please go out? I thought this was a pub.
Yes, my pub. Thank you. Out. Out. Out.
Is it a private function going on, or is this a public house?
You're against the hunt, aren't you?
No, we're following the hunt.
You're following the hunt?
Yes. We haven't seen anything all day.
She's not. She's following the hunt.
Out the door, please.
How's it fun? In no way at all.
I've been following the hunt for the last 3 weeks.
Please don't.
Are you empty? Yeah, not at all. Everybody is very suspicious of people they don't know. Why? Well, no, this really angers me.
It angers me. Please don't. I understand how we feel. Well, you don't know anything.
I'm quite happy to pay my subscription to be a hunt follower. I mean, why?
Please leave.
Pay my subscription? Sure.
My time as a hunt follower is over, but I'll be back.
After the day's action, the Sabs meet to discuss.
She won't be deterred.
Discuss the events, swap stories, and play football.
How did they know? She must have been super obvious.
Policeman's trying to stop us, block us off the road, and we just fucking drove straight through.
Yeah, I can't understand. Policeman was trying to stop us, block us off the road, and we just drove straight through him, nearly knocked him over.
It's over.
They're killing her. I don't think so. I really don't. I haven't really idea. People weren't with them for so long. No way of knowing. I mean, they got away for a couple of hours. You know, at least all most of the day, really.
I've met the hunt supporters,
And
but what about the huntsmen themselves? To see things from their point of view, I've abandoned my undercover role to ride with them. People have travelled from the other side of the country to attend this meet. At least part of the attraction is social. There's a strong camaraderie amongst the riders. Hunting is dangerous and not just for the fox. Riders test both their horses and their nerve. One of the attractions of fox come up to attend this meet.
Look at this elitist
At least
bullshit
part of
right
the
here.
attraction is social.
Let's all
There's
have
a strong
wine.
camaraderie amongst the riders. Hunting is dangerous and not just for the fox. Riders test both their horses and their
Yeah, it looks so dangerous.
nerve. One of the attractions of hunting is its unpredictability, even when there are no antis about. I've had a few riding lessons, but a strong drink is very welcome before setting out.
Haven't you ever heard "Don't drink and drive"? Yeah. Well, hey. She's had a few lessons, though.
Hunters say their sport isn't just for the landed classes, but these specially bred horses can cost thousands of pounds to buy. I've hired mine for the day for £75. Not everybody is here just...
Guys, I have to reiterate how stupid you look. Does it not matter to you? Have a little bit of awareness.
to kill a fox. Many enjoy an exhilarating gallop across country. It's certainly exciting, but also terrifying.
They were
What
right.
the hunting set
I think they were right to kick her out of the Sabs.
call popping a few fences is often a leap into the unknown. It's a test of courage and skill, and I'm grateful not to fall off. A fox is flushed from cover. The hounds are onto it.
This activity is just so fucking weird. The uniforms, the hats, we're gonna drink wine before, now we have a fight. It's just so weird.
Scent, but today it's lucky. Hunters are a tough bunch, undeterred by a sudden spell of bad weather.
Oh, they got snowed on. Yeah, tough. Wow.
It's not surprising that they've held the saboteurs off for so long.
Because they rode in the snow. Yeah. Doesn't it snow there a lot? Like, isn't it pretty frequent?
The hunt finishes without a kill, and not a saboteur in sight.
Oh, what a shame. The music, John, I mean, yeah. The music is, it definitely adds a little bit to this whole thing, doesn't it?
I'm sabbing again, this time in North Staffordshire, and there's more trouble.
Not here, you're not allowed on this land.
These two groups simply can't exist in the same space without someone losing their head. The potential for violence is always there.
Take off! Back off! Right! What? You're going to do something. You know something. I've got something in your hand at you. That's good, isn't it? I'm not yo with it. What is it?
You fucking psychopathic lunatic!
Come on, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Who? You're cool, you're fucking pride. Pride. It's pride. It's leave. Let's get over.
By force of numbers, the Sabs get their way.
Okay, so I'm just looking at. Well, we're gonna watch this 98-year-old vegan, Kane. I was just looking at YouTube, and I don't know why this showed up in my algorithm, but there's a 2021 movie called A Quiet Fart. Yeah. That's something that happened.
Only constant and heavy policing can prevent the sides from trying to settle scores. It's expensive. When the public tires of paying for it, either hunting or hunt sabotage will be banned.
One of the more experienced Sabs told me that the heavy policing and the hunt's need to employ stewards means the protesters are winning. The strategy is to create so many public order problems that hunting is driven underground. The Sabs believe victory is in sight.
The hunters believe their sport is being misunderstood by outsiders with no experience of the countryside.
Oh, is it being misunderstood? What about hunting? Are they not understanding?
So they will continue to defend their traditions because to admit defeat spells the end of their way of life.
Does it now? Does it? Oh, okay. It's just funny how we were stupid then. We're stupid today. And it hasn't improved at all. Not at all. They still do this. And they still wear the outfits. You'd think somebody would be like, hey, guys, I didn't want to mention it. Can we not look like little dongs sitting on horses? Because we look like little dongs sitting on horses, and it's a bad look. We look stupid, guys. We just look fucking so dumb. If this was my thing, I'd be like, look, I'm just going to put myself in the minds of one of these people. Okay. Let's say I liked all the stuff that they do. I'd still have an issue with the uniform. I'd still have an issue. All right. Take care, John. Yeah, it's a silent movie. It is. All right. Spooky recommended we check this out here. Dr. Ellsworth Wareham, 98 years old, vegan. Yeah. Cardiothoracic surgeon.
My name is Ellsworth Wareham. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon and practice that.
I'm impressed that I got that right.
This is my specialty all my professional life. I'm 98 years of age, and I practiced cardiothoracic surgery until I was 95.
I didn't link to that video, guys. Hang on a sec. I should do that. Here's the previous video. What?
First, try to be active by working around my yard, doing my pruning of my bushes, and I mow my own lawn. So I try to get a little exercise doing that. As far as my dietary program is concerned, I happen to be a vegan. I've been a vegan now for about half my life. I think that that's a healthy form of nutrition. I try to maintain a calm approach to the problems of life and not worry and fret over problems that come along. I get a good night's sleep, and if I feel like it, I take a nap during the day. So I really try to be calm, as careful as I can in preserving what energy I have. I quit work when I was 95. And because of this, of course, I attracted some publicity from the National Geographic. And incidentally, the people I work with very much wanted me to continue, but I felt I should spend a little more time at home with my family. I could be working right now. I could do anything that I did then, and I'm now 98. But I picked 95 as an arbitrary time when I would quit. I have always been inclined to be a vegetarian. My folks were farmers, and we had quite a bit of meat available. But it never appealed to me to eat animal products. I never did drink milk by the glass. I would use it on my cereal, and of course my mother, and then later on my wife, would use it in cooking. So I was naturally inclined toward a vegetable type of diet, but I was concerned about the adequacy of the nutrition. And when I found out that I could get by taking a little vitamin B12, why, of course, I then became entirely vegan. And I think that it has been a very fine form of nutrition. It's a little extreme to tell a person who is using flesh foods that you're going to take everything entirely away from them. But I have, when I was in practice in medicine, I would tell the patients that the vegetable-based diet was the healthy way to go. And as much as possible, we keep away from the animal products. It has to be something that the person wants to cooperate in. And people are very sensitive about what they eat. Now, you can talk to people about exercising, and you can talk to people about relaxation and good mental attitude and like things like that, and they will accept.
Talk to me about that shit. Talk to me about exercising and stuff. I'm very sensitive about that. Don't bring that up, because I feel like I'm being judged if you start talking about that. I feel like you're implying something. What is it? What are you implying? Guys, I hit the gym today again. That makes 2 times in a week. 2 times. I know it's not a lot, but for me, at this point, that's 2 more times than I did last week.
That, but you talk to them about what they're eating, and people are very sensitive about that. If an individual is willing to listen, I will try to explain to them on a scientific basis of how I think it's better for them. I read a statement in the Wall Street Journal last year, I think it was in January of last year, that I thought was quite significant. And it was this.
He had it coming.
That all tastes are acquired except for breast milk. Now, this means, you see, that if you, as a parent, will start your child on a healthy nutrition, they'll like it. But an individual, let us say, who is old, even my age, can change their taste buds. Now, there are a lot of people that take too much salt, and their food they think is flat unless they have a lot of salt in it. But if you will diminish the amount of salt gradually, after a while they won't know the difference. And in a matter of 3 months or so, you can do a great deal to change your taste habits if you are willing to do it. If a person is willing to go through the change and give himself time, he will enjoy foods that are healthy for him. As you know, cholesterol is the chief problem you have to be concerned about as far as developing coronary occlusion and coronary disease is concerned. If your cholesterol is under 140, very, very seldom that anybody has a heart attack with a cholesterol of 140. Now, the factors that influence your cholesterol are things that we should know about. And one of the factors is the amount of saturated fat. And most animal fat is saturated, whereas the vegetable fat is unsaturated or monosaturated. So you have to avoid the animal fats. Now, there are those scientists, including Dr. Colin Campbell of Cornell University, that say that animal proteins will also affect your cholesterol, not just the fat. In other words, you pour off the cream off your milk and drink the skim milk. Even the casein of the milk will raise your cholesterol. And then people say also high intake of sugar will affect your cholesterol. So if you can keep your cholesterol under 140.
When it comes to like health books, not that you should take my advice or anything. I have zero expertise in this, but I recommend the China study to people. I just think it's pretty damn compelling.
Your chances of develop coronary disease are very small.
Colin Campbell that he mentioned.
Exercise is beneficial in reducing your cholesterol. But if you're taking in a considerable amount of saturated fat, you can't exercise enough to lower it as much as it should be lowered. The easiest way to get your cholesterol down is to watch what you eat. Now, you can lower your cholesterol by exercise, but I'm talking about 15 or 20 milligrams per cent, something like that. But if you get on a vegan diet, which is low fat, you can drop it much more. When we went abroad, we had an open heart surgery team that this would be maybe a dozen to 24 people that would go with a team and do open heart surgery in overseas countries. But this was back 50 years ago, you see, when open heart surgery is first starting out. Now, there's no need to do anything like that. Now, most of the surgery we did when we went abroad It was for congenital heart disease, that is, defects of the heart with which a person is born, holes in the heart, malformations of the valves, and so forth. And the other was valvular heart disease due to rheumatic fever. We didn't do very many coronary cases when we went overseas. Coronary disease is a disease of the more developed countries. That's being a little bit discriminatory, I presume, but America,
That's what a study
undoubtedly,
was about.
in my opinion, has been the leader in the development of coronary disease. I mean, in the development of treatment of heart disease. And I think has also led out in the research of the cause of the disease. We have a lot of information in this country which is not being applied, which would greatly reduce the incidence we have of coronary disease. I don't know whether you've been following the news, but Mayor Bloomberg of New York has, made certain laws establishing the size of the soft drinks which you can buy and so forth and so on. And he has other areas in which he is also enforcing by law healthful habits. Many people question whether you should have your individual freedom limited by laws, but there's no question about it that there are certain things that we could implement in this country that would greatly reduce heart disease. The Cleveland Clinic is the world's great center for coronary artery disease. Coronary angiography, the study of the coronary arteries, was developed at the Cleveland Clinic. And you can't diagnose where the stoppage is in your coronary arteries without coronary angiography. Now we have some newer methods, but that's still sort of the gold standard. And Dr. Esselstyn of the Cleveland Clinic, he says that coronary artery disease does not need to exist. And if it does, it doesn't need to progress. And he does it on a low-fat vegan diet. There have been only 2 people in the world that I know of that have demonstrated that they can arrest and reverse coronary artery disease, and they are Dr. Dean Ornish of San Francisco and Dr. Esselstyn of the Cleveland Clinic, and they both did it on a low-fat vegan diet. And if you go on a low-fat vegan diet and you exercise, your chances of developing coronary disease will be very low. Get that cholesterol under 140, and you can. My cholesterol is 117. If I have some pain in my chest, I know it is not the coronary disease. It may be due to something in my esophagus, hiatus hernia from my stomach or something else, but it's not coronary disease. Because at 117, I'm not going to develop it. Anybody can do those things. Very simple.
All right. Well, filmed in 2013, eh? So he would be 110. Yeah, well, he was a cardiac doctor. So makes sense that he would focus on that. I've got this one pulled up. This might be interesting. Open Space Flying Fur, 1991. Polemical television documentary from some narcissistic fur trader in an attempt to defend the indefensible. Still has some good footage of Dingles on fire. An interview with John Curtin and coverage from a Lynx rally at Trafalgar Square. A lot of the archival footage comes from Brass Tacks Animal Warfare, 1986. It's from 1991. It's on the BBC, BBC Two. Let's check it out.
Critical look at animal rights activists and their supporters. He calls his film Flying Fur. Critical look at animal rights activists and their supporters. He calls his film
I'm gonna be right
Flying
back.
Fur.
Be right back.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
It's a non-violent piece of direct action. The devices you're talking about, they're built into a little cigarette pack. They're designed to go off at night to produce some smoke, to set the sprinkler systems off. They're not designed to burn down stores at all. The only stores that have been burned down, Debenhams in Luton, Dickens and Jones in Milton Keynes, Dingles in Plymouth, they had faulty sprinkler systems. You can imagine if they had a fire in the middle of the day, they didn't have sprinkler systems.
Stores burnt to the ground, but you say that's non-violent.
I wanted to make this film because farriers have been threatened by guys with shooters. Ball bearings have gone through windows, superglue has been put into locks, and there have been bomb outrages and death threats.
I'm a fur trader and I'm a spokesman for the Fur Education Council. So I have my own livelihood to protect, and also the livelihoods of all my colleagues in the trade. I'm certainly not totally objective. I don't think such an animal that exists is a totally objective animal. I do try not to reduce the arguments to emotional screaming matches, which is what I think that the animal liberationists of every stripe do.
We've had like women's liberation movement at the time, black liberation came to the forefront, animal liberation. Our time has come now.
Rights are about a group of people struggling to achieve equality or fairness in their treatment. And the way that animal rights is used is a totally different...
Sorry to do this to you. I'll leave the screen on. Open space.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If
Okay, I'm very glad that I backed it up.
you go down in the woods today, you're sure. If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
It's a non-violent piece of direct action. The devices you're talking about, they're built into a little cigarette pack. They're designed to go off at night to produce some smoke, to set the sprinkler systems off. They're not designed to burn down stores at all. The only stores that have been burned down, Debenhams in Luton, Dickens and Jones in Milton Keynes, Dingles in Plymouth, they had faulty sprinkler systems. You can imagine if they had a fire in the middle of the day, they didn't have sprinkler systems.
Stores burnt to the ground, but you say that's non-violent.
I wanted to make this film because farriers have been threatened by guys with shooters. Ball bearings have gone through windows, superglue has been put into locks, and there have been bomb outrages and death threats.
I'm a fur trader and I'm a spokesman for the Fur Education Council.
What a guy.
So I have my own livelihood to protect, and also the livelihoods of all my colleagues in the trade. I'm certainly not totally objective. I don't think such an animal that exists is a totally objective animal. I do try not to reduce the arguments to emotional screaming matches, which is what I think that the animal liberationists of every stripe do.
Don't you paint us all with one stripe or every stripe. What? That was weird.
We've had like women's liberation movement at the time, black liberation came to the forefront, animal liberation. Our time has come now.
Rights are about a group of people struggling to achieve equality or fairness in their treatment. And the way that animal rights is used is a totally different sense, because it's not the animals who are struggling in that sense.
Yes, they are.
It is humans who, by virtue of our being human, actually are arguing about how we confer rights on animals. So
there's a great book. God, I'm so bad at remembering things, guys, but it's about animals fighting for their own liberation. It's very cool. I don't want to.
in a sense, the debate about animal rights isn't a debate at all about animal rights. It's a debate about what duties we have because we are human in the way that we relate to other living species on the planet.
Our way of life has always been to live with the environment, with nature. It was a harsh way to live, but we followed animals, and we were part of the whole environment, part of nature. Then when the Europeans came over, they exploited the fact that we were able to get the animals and the fur because we used to barter with other tribes, whether it was fur for fish or buffalo, or we always had the ability to barter amongst our own tribes. And someone had the big idea of exploiting Indian people for their ability of getting furs. And then 500 years later, they're coming back and saying, hey, the way you've been living for the last thousands of years is cruel. You shouldn't be killing these little animals for food or for jackets or for wear. It's racism. They always know better. We can't stand the fact that it's 1990s that anyone should come to our country and tell us how we should live anymore.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I need to hear that again.
By virtue of our being human, actually are arguing about how we confer rights on animals. So in a sense, the debate about animal rights isn't a debate at all about animal rights. It's a debate about what duties we have because we are human in the way that we relate to other living species on the planet.
Our way of life has always been to live with the environment, with nature. It was a harsh...
Oh. I see. Well, it's a good thing you have that fur to survive in this department store that you're in.
Way to live, but we followed animals, and we were part of the whole environment, part of nature. Then when the Europeans came over, they exploited the fact that we were able to get the animals and the fur because we used to barter with other tribes, whether it was fur for fish or buffalo, or we always had the ability to barter amongst our own tribes. And someone had the big idea of exploiting Indian people for their ability of getting furs. And then 500 years later, they're coming back and saying, hey, the way you've been living for the last thousands of years is cruel. You shouldn't be killing these little animals for food or for jackets or for wear.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Go fuck yourself.
It's racism. They always know better.
My bad. Sorry for being racist, for telling you to go fuck yourself. Just like I would say that to a white guy sitting in front of a bunch of fucking fur coats, you piece of shit. Playing the race card, man. I swear. It's like the easiest card for someone to play. And it's very effective on some people. Doesn't work on me. Get fucked.
We can't stand the fact that it's 1990s that anyone should come to our country and tell us how we should live anymore.
The question of our living in nature with animals, both wild and domestic, is extremely complicated. And to get it across...
Yeah, it's not complicated.
Look. With animals, both wild and domestic.
That's not complicated. This is a little trap. What's so complicated?
Is extremely complicated. And to get it across briefly and successfully, you have to oversimplify it. And the best way to oversimplify it is to pitch it on an emotional level. School children are a very soft target because they come straight from their cuddly animal to the very spurious posters, and the latest one is the fox cub. The fox cub's mother may well be dead, but if she is, she's probably run over by a car or just died of disease or something. Nobody trapped her for her fur coat because these cubs are born in the spring or the summer when the mother's coat is not worth trapping. And so it's that sort of rather creepy half-truth, although in this case I would say not half-true at all, mostly untrue. That is their general style of propaganda.
I don't think
Thank you,
there's much
Kane.
difference between the nature of the anti-fur.
Guys, I can't be racist because Kane's my boy. You know, he's my buddy. So I can't be racist. You see? Black guy. I like the Colbert Report stuff where he's like, I don't see color, and then he always has like a photoshopped picture of himself with his black friend.
Propaganda aimed at children and aimed at adults. Both rely on emotion rather than fact.
Kane, can I Photoshop a photo of us together so that I can post it every time someone accuses me of racism? Just want to get your permission on that. It's going to be very fake, and I'm going to do the Colbert thing where I'm like, okay.
On making people feel guilty about wearing fur coats and about their relationship with animals.
Oh,
on making
sorry,
claims
hang
there's
on.
not much difference
Oh,
between
I
the
love
nature of the anti-propaganda.
Damn.
I don't think there's much difference between the nature of the anti-fur propaganda aimed at children and aimed at adults.
Rich bitch.
Both rely on emotion rather than fact, on making people feel guilty about wearing fur coats and about their relationship with animals.
I like that.
Take, for example, the well-known Lynx anti-fur campaign poster. All the animals used in it were farmed animals. When they are killed, no blood is shed whatsoever. And yet the fur campaign poster. All the animals used in it were farmed animals. When they are killed, no blood is shed whatsoever.
Who will call it them dumb animals? That's a weird one.
And yet the blood is splashed around as if there's no tomorrow. In fact, there's very little blood spilled in the trapping of wild animals either. The real issue, which is how we live in nature and how we maintain the balance between ourselves and wild animals, is never addressed by Lynx. In November 1989, Lynx asked people to bring their fur coats to Trafalgar Square for a...
Guys, I'm supposed to make, like memberships on this channel. So, I mean, I'm not supposed to, but I should, because it's a way for people to support the channel. But I also have to make emojis. And maybe what I can do is I can make one of the emojis, me and Kane.
Ceremonial dumping.
That we can...
After which the garments were to be taken away and destroyed.
When racism is accused.
This was supposed to show contempt for the fur industry, for fur coats, and for the people who continued.
It is irrefutable.
The fur trade protested that this was a terrible waste of clothes that could have kept people warm in a cold winter. Lynx took no notice of this. I think they were too busy scoring points.
Yo, what's up,
about
Steven?
Human welfare.
Nice to see you.
It seems incredible to me that while this ceremony was going on, a mere few hundred yards away, people were actually freezing in cardboard boxes. The middle classes on this occasion supported Lynx's action rather than give their fur coats to a good cause.
Seven
Sorry to say, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't bear thinking about how they were
No,
enslaved.
I've had it for about 40 years.
Really?
Before one knew about these things.
I was invited to go to
that guy who sells I don't know, I'm gonna guess like $10,000 fur coats, really cares about poor people.
To Exeter University to oppose the motion that this house disapproves of the killing of animals for their skins, which I did to the best of my ability. My opponent was Mark Glover, the leader and spokesman for Lynx. Something happened there that was quite insightful to me. When I met him, naturally, I said hello and extended my hand. Well, he turned away and refused to shake my hand, and afterwards, of course, he wouldn't have dinner with me or talk to me in any way. And
oh, did you not make a friend?
Well, my goodness, he must be emotionally very deeply involved in this. And then I thought,
yes. Yes, he is.
well, if I'd been invited to debate something with, say, Adolf Hitler or Joe Stalin or something, I wouldn't shake his hand or be willing to break bread with him. And I suppose that's how he sees me and the fur trade.
Yes. Yes, he does. Well done. You got it. You got it. Round of applause. I feel like they're all applauding because the narrator finally got it.
Thank you very much. In his recent book, The Animal Contract, distinguished zoologist Dr. Desmond Morris argued that a new form of relationship with animals was required if we as a species are to survive on this planet. This new contract took the form of a Bill of Rights, embodying 10 commandments. Number 9 of that list was that no animal should be exploited for its fur, its skin, its ivory, or any other luxury product.
Nice. Sorry, let me catch up. By George, he got it. He got it. What's up, Felix? Ah, Stephen made a sale. Nice, nice, nice. You're going to be a very effective activist, Spooky. Not that you aren't already. Yeah, something.
And it's with good reason that he emphasized this particular area of animal abuse. Since in the case of fur, I believe that the fur industry has been one of, if not the most destructive and cruel abusers of the planet's wildlife ever, in fact.
I heard that Desmond Morris on the wireless say that he thought it was okay for hunter-gatherers to trap and kill animals for survival, but not for the fur trade, because that was a luxury. Thanks a bunch. Whose luxury? When he thought it was...
And cruel abusers of the planet's wildlife ever, in fact.
I heard that Desmond Morris on the wireless say that he thought it was okay for hunter-gatherers to trap and kill animals for survival, but not for the fur trade, because that was a luxury. Thanks a bunch. Whose luxury? When the Inuit traps in order to sell, it's not for his luxury. He's just trying to raise his living standard a gnat's above the subsistence level that Dr. Morris so graciously grants him. Dr. Morris, immediately after, also saying words to the effect that farm fur animals live lives of constant pain, admitted on the same program that he had never been to a fur farm.
I'm sick of the hypocrisy of the fur trade and bringing up these poor, abused people in the north of Canada as a means of excusing their disgusting commercial industry. The history of the relationship between the Inuit and other tribes of North American Indians and the fur trade is disgusting. The fur trade went in, disrupted their social relationships, destroyed their communities, traded skins for rum, gave them diseases, completely ruins their lives, got them hooked on a cash economy. Then they have the gall to turn around and say that these people, their lives are in tatters and ruined because we want to stop people in Knightsbridge and Sloane Street wearing fur coats.
I mean, he's 500 years a little too late to be concerned about these beautiful little tribes of Indians and Inuits in Canada.
Oh my God.
But I think what you have, he doesn't realize, in fact, is that he's affecting us twice. We're being exploited twice.
Oh, fuck
We
right
were
off.
exploited maybe
Come on,
500
dude.
years ago for the cash economy. Now we're being exploited because of people who are not understanding the wildlife system, the ecosystem, the conservationist approach that we deal with in
Erase
Canada,
hard.
particularly amongst the native people. He's exploiting that whole process of little furry animals dying in pain and And it's cruel.
Oh, so you just don't care about the little furry animals, just dismissive. But you're the victim, right? No, you're the victim, not the animals that you're slaughtering, right? No, you're the victim of racism. Racism. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, no. Let's hear it again. Well, I just wanna hear it.
Understanding the wildlife system, the ecosystem, the conservationist approach that we deal with in Canada, particularly amongst the native people. He's exploiting that whole process of little furry animals dying in pain. And
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. God, what the fuck, man. Yeah. Sir, you are a piece of shit. Just like the guy selling the fur coats, just because you're native of Canada doesn't make you less of a piece of shit because of the color of your skin. It doesn't matter. But you're playing the race card, which is kind of racist. I feel like you're being the racist. So the guy trying to speak up for the animals is apparently not allowed to affect native culture. He's only allowed to affect white culture. That seems racist to me. Don't listen to him.
And it's cruel.
Well, every time that a fur-bearing animal has value, it's normally
Guys,
managed.
our animal rights activism ends when it annoys someone who's not white. Okay? Kane knows that. Kane knows that.
They've got quotas or seasons. They are looked after, so to say. And they are looked after in a way so that you can have these animals next year and next year again to continue
Come
to
over
track
here.
them in a sustainable way.
Keep you
They are
safe.
taken care of,
You
so
too.
to say. But if you are degrading them to pest
Oh,
animals,
different
many
color.
of these fur-bearing animals will be pest animals if they
Sorry, you didn't see that. No, you're welcome. You're welcome here.
are not trapped for fur. When the hunting ban was introduced in Kenya several years ago, there had been a decline in the population of rhino and elephants. But when the hunting ban was introduced, there came a very, very sharp decline in these animals because we took the value away from the animals. And then they were worthless for the local farmers, so just throw them away.
David,
Mr. Glover was very concerned of wildlife and also.
David, I hate to say this, but did you know that you're kind of racist? Look, I'm not saying you're meaning to be, but you're out there promoting the rights of animals, right? Kind of racist.
Very concerned of those pitiful little Indians that he's concerned about in Canada, then he should come to Canada and start lobbying for the fact that Indian people, particularly the Inuit people and the Aboriginal people in Canada, to take control of wildlife. Then we will have two things. We'll have pitiful little Indians being comfortable where they're living at in their own country, and you still have wild fur-bearing animals roaming around in the north.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, I
So just draw from the animals. And then they were worthless for the local farmers, so just throw them away.
Mr. Glover was very concerned of wildlife and also very concerned of those pitiful little Indians that he's concerned about in Canada, then he should.
You're the one claiming you're a pitiful little Indian. You're like selling yourself out. You're playing the race card, acting like you're just such a victim, aren't you?
Come to Canada and start lobbying for the fact that Indian people, particularly the Inuit people and the Aboriginal people in Canada, to take control of wildlife. Then we will have two things. We'll have pitiful little Indians being comfortable where they're living at in their own country, and you still have wild fur-bearing animals roaming around in the north.
The bishops across the north and church leaders and church communities across the north are very concerned with the arguments that are being used against trappers and the effect that this is going to have on the lifestyle of northern people. The difficulty.
I hate when I learn that I'm a racist, guys. Just ruins my day.
With challenging the trapping lifestyle is that people get separated from the land. And we know from history that this has had devastating consequences on northern communities. People need to be in touch with the land, they need to be harvesting the land and living off the land. And people in the north are often suffering terrible social dislocation to start with. And this could have a really devastating effect.
By the way, this was from 1991. They're still using the race card in defense of the fur industry. They still do this. This is not new. In fact, pretty fucking annoying in Denver. Apparently, when the activists who were trying to get the fur ban passed in Denver went to the Democratic Party for an endorsement, which they did not get. The Democratic Party endorsed keeping the fur industry in Denver. It was because they bought into this whole it's racist narrative. Yeah. Those progressives in Denver bought into that narrative that it's an attack on minorities to be against fur. So quite a sophisticated group of people. Yeah.
Is it moral to keep animals in captivity? And people want leather, and they want to feed their dogs and cats meat, and they want steak on the table. They want to wear fibers that are produced with some of the most horrific chemicals. And yet here are people who are allowing animals to have their life in the wild and to run free, and for a very brief moment when they're harvested to take them. And there are some important questions of morality, and it's very important that we just don't impose a sort of a citified view of morality.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to impose on someone else, right? You wouldn't want to impose yourself on someone else. No. You're allowed to kill animals, but don't impose your morality. In other words, don't express to someone else that you would like them to not kill. Thou shalt not kill, right? No.
On people who
that was weird. That was weirdly phrased.
Are produced with some of the most horrific chemicals.
That was weirdly phrased.
Terrible.
It seemed to be that he was saying all the anti-fur people are meat eaters or something.
Dislocation to start with,
which some of them probably are. And yes, that's hypocritical, but we welcome their support.
This could have a really devastating effect. Is it moral to keep animals in captivity? And
no, it's not.
People want leather, and they want to.
No, it's not moral.
Feed their dogs and cats meat, and they want.
No, that's not moral.
Steak on the table.
No, that's not moral.
They want to wear fibers that are produced with some of the most horrific chemicals.
Probably not moral. The hell are you talking about, though? Fibers produced with the most horrific chemicals, like leather? You mean the fur industry?
And yet here are people who are allowing animals to have their life in the wild and to run free. And
they're allowing. No. You see, they're not allowing them that, because when they kill the animal, they're taking them from the wild. I feel like you're missing something. It's almost like he's saying, by the grace of man. But by the grace of man, these animals are allowed to live in the wild. They just happen to live in the wild. And then we brutally kill them in the wild or on a fur farm. And I feel like you're forgetting the fur farm part. Yeah, he's probably not. He's talking about trappers now, I guess. Yeah. You got it last week, David? The same thing? Damn. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, David, we watched your video earlier with Mel and Steve. That was weird. What do you think was the deal with that place? Do you think it still just reeked because that place was just so gross? Or I don't know. That was a strange situation.
For a very brief moment when they're harvested to take them. And there are some important questions of morality, and it's very important that we just don't impose a sort of a citified view of morality on people who are living in outlying areas.
That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what the church does. What are you talking about? That's like the whole thing.
We've always had the
Is
attitude
it? Am I getting that wrong? Oh, this guy again. This guy's getting featured a lot.
We're not owners
who are living in outlying areas.
We've always had the attitude that we're not owners of the land, that we are actually caretakers of the land.
Oh, is that what you're doing? You're a caretaker of the land? That's what that is? Huh. Wow. It looks like you care so much about the land and the animals on that land. Huh. Do you think maybe when you said that you should have zoomed in so that we didn't have these pricey fur coats back there?
So that we've been, in fact, a very strong opponent of major resource developments, and we've been viewed as a very major concern, both in legal terms and environmental ways.
Hey, it occurs to me, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't seem to be wearing a fur coat right now, and yet you're somehow fine. Do you think maybe you could just make do with that and a different coat, perhaps, than that shit?
So what now has happened is the animal rights movement has given
tell us how you feel. Tell us how you feel.
Sort of a license to major resource developers to be able to say that Indian people are also murderers and killers of these.
You are. You literally are. I'm sorry that the truth hurts.
These fur-bearing animals.
Are they wrong? I know this is going to sound crazy. I feel racist even asking this. I know this is insanely racist of me to ask this, but how did that... Okay. Pretend I'm 5, and did you go into the wild and shave a wolf or whatever that is and make that coat? Were you being a caretaker, or was that animal murdered? Were multiple animals murdered? Maybe that's too harsh of a language to use. Were they harvested to make that coat there?
Without reapers and killers of these fur-bearing resource developers to be able to say that Indian people are also murderers and killers of these fur-bearing animals.
No, I'm sorry. Because you're native, Canadian native, you get a pass. I'm sorry. No, because of that, you get to be held by a different standard to an animal rights activist who's very concerned about being woke enough to be part of the club. Yeah.
Without really understanding the whole process of wildlife.
Some people would say that the animal rights movement started in Britain in the same way as various other moral crusades have started in Britain. In some ways, I wonder if that isn't tied up with the fact that Britain was, after all, the first of all the societies to industrialize. So during particularly the 19th century, there was this tremendous transfer of what had been a rural population, a population which was 80–90% rural, into a population which by the end of the 19th century was 80 or 90% urban, one of the most highly urbanized populations in the world, where people were cut off very dramatically and quickly from the natural world, from the world of animals, and therefore developed a sort of romanticism about the animal world, the natural world, which was a way of compensating for this sudden transition into an urban environment. But it seems to me that a lot of that romanticism is
Sure. That's what it's about.
Very much an urban romanticism.
I think today it starts in the nursery. We take in, quite literally, our attitude to animals with our mother's milk. So many bedtime stories feature animals.
So he's going to argue that what we're teaching our kids is to love animals, not exploit them.
And many of the toys we get when we are very young and become most attached to are animals with human characteristics. As a result, I think that children may have difficulty in seeing any animals as wild animals. And that is probably the reason for the success in schools of the
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we? We wouldn't want them to be kind to animals. They just need to view these animals as wild animals, and then it's okay to be mean to them. I get what you're saying. You're right. You're right. You're right. Guys, how am I getting annoyed by a video from 1991? It's actually irritating me. It's actually irritating me. 91. 50 years, yeah. The kids rode up to us. They called it something like Ghost Street. There was a school across the street. So you think they are closed down? What's up, Barbara? Nice to see you. Evil Steven. Yeah. And this room is filled with racists. No, I'm sorry.
Ceiling campaign.
Racists.
I have noticed that the most attractive of these toy animals are the ones with the most human features, and therefore the furthest removed from the wild animals themselves.
Yeah, so human. They show a frog then.
It seems to me that that distance from the reality of wild animals is important and significant. People who live with wild animals don't have sentimental and romantic ideas about them. You have to be far from the smell, the sound, and the danger of wild animals to find them lovable, and in fact to want to take them to bed with you.
Dude, like, you're bashing like the idea of stuffed animals. I mean,
Of course, much humanizing of animals is clearly benign, but there are other aspects of it that can be.
This guy thinks it's dangerous to instill in children a love of animals. Just want to be entirely clear what we're talking about here, that it's dangerous to instill in children kindness towards animals. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the yeah. What we teach our kids is definitely kindness to animals. Or could it possibly be, sir, that a lot of those kids with the stuffed animals are fed eggs for breakfast and meat and told by their parents, finish your meal or you don't get dessert, which, by the way, has dairy and eggs in it.
Quite sinister.
I wasn't ready for that. That was pretty cool.
Police in the West Country have issued an artist's impression of a man wanted for questioning in connection with 3 bomb attacks believed to be the work of animal rights extremists.
The police say it's only good fortune.
Oh, man. God. These historical videos, man. They are fascinating.
That no one has been killed by the animal rights extremists. They're so concerned the bombers will try again that they took the unusual step today of putting all their evidence on display in the hope.
That's interesting because in our last video, they were talking about someone who died. Yeah, someone died. Someone died as a result of this extremism, this violence. Oh, it was the animal activist, right? It was the animal rights activist got killed, Mike Hill.
The public will be able to help.
The fear in our hearts is that after 3 bombs, all linked with animal experimentation, the last 2 of which were certainly intended to kill, we've got a very real fear that
Probably
unless
planted them yourself.
we catch the bombers, somebody is going to die with bombs in the future.
Yeah.
In the second of the 2 attacks on cars in June, a piece of shrapnel badly injured a 13-month-old child sitting in a pushchair.
Just to convince the world that this bomb was meant to kill, and this little child very nearly died.
Keep hearing about that.
You have to take up arms and people will get killed. And I would totally defend their tactics. I will say to you, though, and I can look you straight in the eye and say I'm nothing to do with the animal rights militia. The fact, though, that I support them, I think is neither here nor there. I do support them. Obviously, for many reasons, I couldn't get involved in that sort of action myself. But I can support that type of action by petrol bombing and by bombs under cars and probably shootings at a later stage of vivisectors on their doorstep. I can see that happening. It's a war, and there's no other way that you can stop vivisectors.
Animal rights
Guys
people
ready to go to
seem to
war.
me to have an exaggerated sense, partly, of a distorted morality. Partly they come out of a view in which is prevalent in some areas.
Talking about the police sketch. I know. I was going to say that was a beautiful woman. And then they were like, this man connected to.
There's also within the environmentalist movement in which they see the world as a world in which everything around is beautiful and only humans are vile. It's a sort of reverse Christianity in some ways in terms of the ethic with which it approaches the world. I find that very problematic. There is this belief somehow within the animal rights movement that if only humanity wasn't there, then cats would stop hunting mice, mosquitoes would stop biting, sort of the
This art is awesome that we keep seeing.
animal world would be one in which the lion would lay down with the lamb, and that the contradictions in the struggle for survival between different species and amongst different species, those contradictions would be gone. Biology isn't like that. The world is constantly in movement. It's not static in the way that this animal rights view has. We have to understand the world evolving dialectically and constantly changing as a result of these struggles between species.
Right, which is why we're trying to evolve our species past the barbarity, the barbaric nature of killing animals for fur fucking coats, you dumb fuck. You're just making our argument. What are you talking about?
Humanity
Science, guys, it's science, guys.
there would still be, quote, injustice done by one animal species to another and one animal to another.
Yeah, like humans towards them, right? Right? Right?
You're not helping yourselves! Come on!
I think that the animal rights movement is divided, by and large, to two groups.
Tell us.
There is a very large, an overwhelmingly large, proportion of animal lovers who have developed out of the animal welfare movement that has been going on in this country for at least 200 years. The other half of the animal rights movement, those who think in terms of confrontation, have been corrupted by the media, by the desire to catch the attention of the camera and the microphone.
Damn, that half? Damn. There's two halves of the animal rights movement we just learned. There's those who have been corrupted by the media and those who developed from the animal welfare, something that's been going on for 200. Okay, cool. Greenpeace?
And when
Greenpeace, okay.
they do that, they understand that they have to pitch their argument on a non-intellectual and non-rational level.
An environmental group, by the way. But, you know, it was Paul Watson who was like, wasn't Paul Watson a founder of Greenpeace, I believe? I think he did. I think he like co-founded Greenpeace, or at least was heavily involved in Greenpeace. And then they didn't like his tactics because they were, you know, getting between whaling ships. And then so that's where he founded Sea Shepherd.
I would include in that group the Animal Liberation Front. Where these two groups are side by side, that is to say,
what's interesting is like they often like have trouble distinguishing, like, because the animal rights guy earlier was talking about ARM, he was talking about the Animal Rights Militia. Now this guy's talking about the ALF, and it's like it doesn't matter that there's a distinction.
when animal activists who are strongly politically motivated are supported by animal welfare groups.
Oh, okay.
The panic, the emotion, the loathing are contagious and spread.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I don't know why, but sometimes the videos just really struggle. But 2 frames is more than 0 frames, so that's better than nothing, I suppose. Squirrels. That's true, David. That's true. I mean, you got me there. You're asking me tough questions. Man, don't be putting me on the spot like that now, David.
Between the two. So I think that animal welfare
Get me out of my game.
organizations are being towed along in the wake of animal rights groups.
You think, buddy? Jeez. Oh, man. Awful. Terrible. The very idea of it offends me. Peace.
Stop at demonstrations. This one is against fox farming. While the RSPCA preaches morality, the ALF practices violence. And while this is condemned by the Royal Society, their fur campaign has the unwanted support of the militants. Within hours of our filming trip to the anonymous mink farm, the owner received an abusive and threatening phone call.
So you make little minks into fur coats, do you? Well, I just think you're f***ing murdering shit. Yeah, and you're going to get your place vandalised soon. ALF rules.
What I fear about the animal rights movement is
ALF shit. Minks into...
Received an abusive and threatening phone call.
So you make little minks into fur coats, do you? Well, I just think you're f***ing murdering shit. Yeah, and you're going to get your place vandalised soon. ALF rules.
what I fear about the animal.
They got him. Oh man. Oh, I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay. I love these old videos, man. They just don't make videos like this anymore. We need more. We need more. Even though this is like a really awful video trying to tarnish the animal rights movement, it's still good entertainment. We got to hand it that.
Animal rights movement is it doesn't recognize contradiction. It wants a non-contradictory utopian society in which one can iron out all of these problems. One can't. The real world is very grainy.
Who wants a utopia, man? That sounds terrible.
And very difficult. It presents us constantly with complex moral choices.
I like dystopia. That's what I like. When I seek out a good fiction novel, it's always some dystopian shit. I'm with him. Fuck all this, peace and love and be nice to animals. Psh. Let's have hell on earth. Let's go that route.
Choices about saving humans as opposed to saving animals. Choices presents us constantly with complex moral choices. Choices about saving humans as opposed to saving animals.
Is it an either or though? Is it, science guy?
Choices about who is going to live and who is going to die. Those choices are masked by economic and social pressures, but they're there nonetheless, and you can't wish them away. Wrapped up within the animal rights movement is, I think, a feeling or a hope that you can wish away such complexities, and you can't.
Yeah, we wish we could wish away this dumb shit, but I think that the animal rights movement that you're describing as taking militant action has realized that wishing it away is not working. Yeah. Huh. Seems like it seems like the world's a lot more complicated than you see. See, I see like you as seeing the world as very simple, but the world's not like that, science guy. It's a lot more complicated. You have to read nuance into it. There's contradictions, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, I'm just saying. How did you phrase it?
I think that's done. One very utopian animal rights movement is it doesn't recognize contradiction.
It doesn't recognize contradiction or critical thought. That's true. That's true.
It wants a non-contradictory utopian society in which one can iron out all of these problems. One can't. The real world
you can't solve problems. You can't solve not in the real world. You just can't solve problems. You can't iron out problems. It's so naive.
Very grainy and very difficult. It presents us constantly with complex moral choices. Choices about saving humans as opposed to saving animals.
We've all been there. We're always in that situation, guys, right? Always. Like it's always a choice between human or animal. I mean, look, I feel like we don't see the complexity that he sees. So when we go to the supermarket, to us, it's like every time we buy those Impossible Nuggets or whatever, to us, it's so simple, right? Like, but we're not seeing that in order to save that animal, we had to kill a human. I feel like y'all are just glossing over that part. The killing of the human to get the Impossible Nugs. I think about it though, because I don't live in this fantasy land like you guys live in. I see complexity and contradiction, and I also the problems are too hard. We can't solve them. So no.
Choices about who is going to live and who is going to die. Those choices are masked by economic and social pressures, but they're there nonetheless.
So true.
And you can't wish them away. Wrapped up within the animal rights movement is, I think, a feeling or a hope that you can wish away such complexities.
You could wish it away.
You can't.
The sort of profile of the anti-fur movement is white, middle class, urban.
Ah, not like you, white, middle class, urban. They know nothing of the working class.
And they do see trappers as an integral part of the fur industry. And trappers are, to them, rednecks and quite alien.
You said it. He said it. Yeah, a lot of trappers are rednecks. That's just kind of a fact. Sorry.
I think fur retailers, particularly in Britain, are seen as alien in a different way.
Look. Is it racist? Is it racist, guys?
Because they are mainly Jewish. I think fur retailers class urban. And they do see trappers as an integral part of the fur industry. And trappers are, to them, rednecks and quite alien. I think fur retailers, particularly in Britain, are seen as alien in a different way because they are mainly Jewish.
So now we're racist towards Jews. Okay. He's going that route now. Okay.
Lynx once used the archetypal image of the hook-nosed, fawning Jewish businessman with blood on his hands in one of their posters. For me, this immediately in one of their
Okay. As someone who has Judaism in my family, I have seen the caricatures of Jews, and this doesn't really look like one to me, but sure. I mean, he acts like this is like what the Nazis were portraying, the hook-nosed, like
the posters. For me, it immediately conjured up centuries of anti-Semitic propaganda.
Yeah, no, sorry. Bit of a reach there.
There is, I think, a strand of real hatred of humans. And you actually see that in the very strange links that exist between some extreme right organizations, I would say even Nazi and fascist organizations, and movements within it, and tendencies within the animal rights movement. We should never forget that the one nation in the world which ever banned animal experimentation was, of course, Nazi Germany in the 1930s, which had laws against vivisection, unless, of course, the vivisection was being operated on those humans whom they regarded as Untermenschen, less even than non-human animals, Jews, gypsies, or other people outside the law.
This is desperation.
An extraordinary feature, this sort of Nazi and fascist tendency to find within its philosophy a love of some sort of pre-industrial society nature, which makes a natural affinity with certain strands within the animal rights movement. And you can see it in the way that there has, I think, been a deliberate attempt on the part of extreme right groups in Britain and elsewhere to permeate the animal rights movement, to work within.
Right. Yeah, it's a big problem. The extreme right. Yeah, that's the problem we deal with a lot in the animal rights movement, is the prevalence of the extreme right in it. Yeah, sure.
And it partly as part of a way of raising campaigns against, for example, Muslim or Jewish practices in killing food. And this is a legit.
Oh man, guys. Oh man. They really tried this. They really tried it. And the problem is, like, so many people buy into this dumb shit. Like I said, when we were talking about before, the race card works a lot because people are so insecure and they're so afraid of being called a racist. It's like the worst thing in the world to be called a racist. And I just always wonder, do they have insecurity of whether or not they're racist? I don't. So I don't worry about it if someone calls me a racist, because I already know I'm not a racist. But it's like it worked in that fucking like I said, in that Democratic caucus, whatever shit. Oh man. Like, stop letting the race card work. Let's collectively stop letting this fucking dumb race card shit work. The animal activists are speaking up for the oppressed. Okay? And you fucking... I'm going to back up. You said that this really like brought up a Jewish trope to you. And let's even give them for the benefit of let's even grant them that you were able to find one thing. Let's say they even were. I mean, dude.
This man with blood on his hands in one of their posters. For me, this...
Sorry.
Fascist tendency to find within its philosophy affinity, this attempt to work within it, partly as part of a way of raising campaigns against, for example, Muslim or Jewish practices in killing food. And this is
So again, the message is that animal rights activism should offend no one, and we're challenging only white culture. Muslims are off the hook. Jews are off the hook. Native people are off the hook. They're fine. That's fine because that's their culture. Or is it that we're challenging culture? Period. Everybody's abusing animals. That means nobody's off the hook. And stop coddling. I hate that shit. Babying people, just babying them. That guy saying, oh, the poor little Indians, he was saying that was like how people viewed them. No, you expose yourself. That's how you view yourself, dude. That's how you view yourself. Like, this notion that, oh, it's like white people can see that it's wrong to harm animals. But don't tell a black person that. Don't tell a Jewish person that. Don't tell, like, and Jews are white, by the way. A lot of Jews are. But you get my point. There's this concept. What is it called? The bigotry of low expectations. A lot of times when people are using it, they're talking about socioclass, where they're like, no, a poor person couldn't be vegan, or don't expect someone who's homeless even to make a right decision. No. Yeah, like, it's just pathetic, man. This idea that like only white people, like they should only be talking to white people. Don't you dare talk about halal and kosher. That's off limits. Fuck you. Are they killing animals? Yes. Okay, they're fair game.
The legitimation that you are opposed to kosher or halal killing because it's against animal rights, but partly also because of a genuine philosophical
this stream, and I'm gonna be canceled.
Affinity between these extreme right ideas and some of those that within the animal rights movement.
This harping on the alienness of the fur trade goes back to the 20s and 30s, when there was a strong link between the British Union of Fascists and the animal rights movement. The British Union of Fascists campaigned against ritual slaughter because in those days, in Britain, it was seen as used only by Jews. I'm told by experts that in virtually every issue of recent extreme right-wing publications, there is reference to the need for more animal rights activism.
Wait, say that? Sorry.
Activist, extreme right-wing. I'm told by experts that in virtually every issue. I'm told by experts that in virtually every issue of recent extreme right-wing publications, there is reference to the need for more animal rights activism.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what the extreme right talks about. We need more animal rights activism. Experts told them. So it must be true. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. You know, when I go on my rants, I'm scared to look because someone might call me a racist and that would destroy me. If you call me a racist, I will wilt right here and it will be the end. I will cancel my YouTube. I'll cancel it myself. I will delete it because the worst thing in the world wouldn't be like harming innocent beings. No, that's not as bad. That's not as bad. Oh, let me put the link. 40, David. This channel, by the way, David, we've been watching we're gonna watch every video. This channel's called Archive of Animal Rights Films. It is a gold mine. And I know there are other channels that are gold mines about this stuff, but this one is so good. And I'm having loads of fun going through these things. I'm giving this a like, you guys, because more people need to see this.
I find the way in which...
Oh. Was that part of the program? There's no suggestion that Lynx is involved in any fascist propaganda.
Reference to the need for more animal rights activism.
I mean, sometimes Nazis might be doing something racist and accidentally call out something that's actually terrible. It can happen.
I find the way in which the movement wants to sort of make parallels with the Holocaust and with the concentration camps really sort of quite disgraceful as an argument.
Yeah.
I do think some of the advertising they've used has been appalling in that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you because I use that argument a lot.
That sort of way. But one anecdote, I think, puts that into perspective. There is a German-based drug firm outside which the animal rights movement has routine protests once a year. And a local member of the animal rights movement, who is also a local member of a uniformed Nazi group, refused to carry a banner saying the name of this drug company, Animal Belsen, on the grounds that this was derogatory to the Germans because the concentration camps didn't exist, did they?
Oh, God.
Please raise your hands now.
At the end of the debate at Exeter, the vote was taken and I lost. But I wasn't trying to gain instant converts. I was trying to... I wasn't Exeter. Didn't exist.
Say that again?
Did they?
Please raise your hands now.
At the end of the debate at Exeter, the vote was taken and I lost.
Oh, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. Look at those hands. Oh, you got fucking annihilated. We should have just watched that. I wonder if that thing's on video.
But I wasn't trying to gain instant converts. I was trying to plant a few ideas in the hope that on some future occasion, whether days or weeks or even months, they might resonate, they might echo, and someone might think in connection with something that they're discussing at the time, ah, yes, I did hear a different point of view, and maybe there's something in it.
He's planting.
The only message I have is...
Okay, yes. Let's give him the final word.
Maybe there's something in it.
The only message I have is that Europeans came over to Canada 500 years ago.
Yeah, that happened.
Owned them our country. They totally screwed up the environment.
Yeah, kind of like you're doing right now. What's that behind you? It's like a bunch of fur coats. Yeah,
totally screwed up the habitat of wildlife. But you know that's what happened. What we're prepared to do, and what we're going to do, is we're going to save the world as indigenous people throughout the world of how man should live with the environment.
Yeah, that worked out. That worked out great. Oh, yeah. Thanks. You saved the world with those fur coats. You saved the world, buddy. You did it.
how man should live with nature, because obviously non-Indian people have lost that whole contact. And I'm challenging those anti-fur movement people to take a
Let's hear them out, guys. We're being challenged.
month off. Challenging those anti-fur movement people to take a month off. Go live with the
Take a month off, guys.
Inuit people, anti-fur movement people, to take a month off. Go live with the Inuit people. Go live with the Indian people in northern Canada.
Go do that.
And see how they live and how we live with nature. Then they can come back and tell the rest of Europe how it exactly really is.
Very practical advice. All right. We have our mission, guys. We're taking a month off. We're going to go live with the Inuit. We're going to come back and tell Europe how it's done. Okay? All right. Very reasonable. Let's do that.
Go down in the woods today, you better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Every one of my stream ends with me dancing now because, wow. Because wow. Because wow, I say. Yeah, well, that happened. British for, is that what it says? Did I miss it? Did it say that? Did it say that? Did it say that?
Really is.
Go down in the woods today, you better not go
Yeah,
alone.
British Fur Trade Association. Was this the thank yous?
Go down in the woods today, you better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day that
Like I need like a little top hat and like a cane to swirl around.
teddy bears have their picnic.
Where you go? Dee Dee. Come on, Dee Dee. I'm tired of making a fool of myself. There's that video. All right. That was fun. All right, guys. I think it's that time. It's that time. What's up, Mary? All right. If you know, you know. You know what's going to happen tonight, right? Bramble, the Mountain King, which is a phenomenal game, is going to be played by me later. Not right away, but later, maybe a couple hours from now. And it's a good old time. And you know what, guys? You know what? I feel like this track could easily be applied.
Back and tell the rest of Europe.
Does it? It's appropriate for Bramble because it's
how it exactly.
Sorry, let's hear it again.
It really is.
Go down in the woods today, you better not go alone. It's
We did.
Lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home.
Yeah, well.
For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
I didn't understand that verse. Oh no, Jeremy? Come on, Jeremy. Don't be like that. You sullied our good name, Jeremy. BBC. Wow. All right. Well, they did that. Guys, sub to that channel. It is a gold mine. It is a gold mine for streams. It's a golden stream. Okay. How can I put this? I feel like it's a golden shower of sorts. A golden shower of great videos. Steven, you live in Vegas. Come on now. Don't be judgmental. Vegas guy over here being a prude. Judging me. Yes. Sue the BBC for $5 billion. There you go, Felix. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys. Yo, David, 40-year-old vegan. Very excited to see all the collabs you're doing with Mel and Steve. Hope you're having a good time out there. I assume you're probably still out there in the UK. But that's going to be great. So keep my eye out for it. All right. You guys have a good night. I'll see some of y'all later for the game, hopefully. And yep. Oh, you guys missed it. Like, you see, sometimes I don't end the stream when I say I'm going to end the stream. I'll do like an encore, or I just end it awkwardly because I just don't know how to hit that in stream thing. But you guys missed it big time last time because I actually accidentally ended the stream before I had Doggo. Doggo showed up, and what I did was very funny. But you know what? Y'all will never know what I did because the stream ended. But it was funny. And I miss my Doggo. That's my advisor. He's my advisor. Okay, I'll shut up. Doggo. Doggo! Where you been? Okay, take care, guys. Bye.